They hit all the way across there. Still wouldn't mind having one barrel. Right, bro. There's an amp that actually takes it all the way up to 10. You still got that camcorder? Yeah, the one that has the night vision on it. Yeah, awesome night vision. Yeah, I know they're all about that. Yeah, that camcorder. Yeah, that thing's got. Zooms all the way in. There's a zoom across the field and look at night. I could sit here and zoom across there and look at their face like this right here. It's just an old 90s version of the beautiful. And it does a little 8mm tape. That's not what I wanted. I was really wanting these. That wasn't a hard camera.
Jason Hall. The Maneuver Center of Excellence Band's history dates back to 1916 when the band was first organized in El Paso, Texas as the 34th Infantry Band of the 34th Infantry Regiment. During its time with the 34th Infantry Regiment, the band earned campaign participation credit in World War I in Lorraine, France. The band served for many years at Fort Benning, Georgia, until it was inactivated in June of 1940. In October of 1942, the band was reactivated at Schofield Barracks, Hawaii, and this time aligned with the 136th Infantry Regiment. The band was called on to support overseas efforts during wartime before being deactivated again in December of 1946. After several reorganizations and redesignations, the band was finally activated once again on Fort Benning, Georgia in 1955 as the 283rd Army Band. In 2009, during Fort Benning's transformation to Fort Campbell, the band was officially designated as the Maneuver Center of Excellence Band. We welcome you today on behalf of all the men and women of today's Army, for they are the strength of the nation. Ready today and prepared for tomorrow.
So if everyone will please rise and sing along. Guide her and guide her through the land.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. Before the ceremony begins, we ask that you silence all electronic devices and please refrain from smoking during the ceremony. Next greatest generation, today's infantry warrior. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Infantry Rifle Squad, the foundation of the decisive force and embodiment of the warrior ethos. The infantryman has the most challenging job of any member of the armed forces. He carries the fight to the enemy around the world. He is the standard bearer for all the armies of the world, leading by example in the fight to defend freedom against ruthless terror. With the increased firepower and lethality of today's weapons, every infantryman must be trained to standard in over 200 tasks to defeat our enemies on any battlefield. These infantrymen graduating today are accomplished marksmen, able to engage the enemy day and night. They understand how to shoot, move, and communicate as a team. They are adaptable warriors who can fight as a mechanized force from Strikers or Bradleys, from the sky as airborne or air assault, and whose training is the basis for our elite special operations warriors. Most importantly, they are patriots who in a time of war raise their right hand and sworn oath to God and country to defend the Constitution of the United States against any enemy. If called upon to fight building to building in Baghdad or Fallujah, to clear the ridges of Mazar-e-Sharif or Jalalabad, Afghanistan, or to deliver aid and provide security in the Horn of Africa and the Caribbean, these men make the difference. Ladies and gentlemen, the Infantry Rifle Squad. This squad is wearing the equipment it trained with and will carry into combat. The squad is led by a staff sergeant. He is armed with an M4 carbine. The M4 carbine is the latest evolution of the M16 family and is designed for use in vehicles in close quarters combat. The squad has 2 fire teams. Each fire team is led by a sergeant. He is also armed with an M4 carbine. This carbine is fully modular with an integrated receiver rail system that can mount the M68 close combat optic and an AMPEC-15 infrared laser designator used to engage targets at night. Each fire team has 1 automatic rifleman. He is armed with an M249 squad automatic weapon. This is a squad and vehicle machine gun. It has a sustained rate of fire of 85 rounds per minute and weighs 17 pounds. Each fire team has 1 grenadier. He is armed with an M4 carbine and an M320 grenade launcher. It fires a variety of 40mm grenades to include high explosive, illumination, colored smoke, and buckshot. The M320 provides an invaluable indirect fire capability to the infantry squad. The remaining soldier in each fire team is the rifleman. He is armed with an M4 carbine and the M136 AT4 anti-tank launcher. The AT-4 fires an 84mm shape charge, capable of defeating up to 14 inches of rolled homogeneous steel and breaching bunkers or masonry walls in urban structures. Additionally, each one of these soldiers is wearing the Advanced Combat Helmet with the AN/PVS-14 Monocular Night Vision device. This night vision device allows the soldier to see in low or no light conditions. Coupled with a laser designator on his weapon, he can place effective fire on all targets at night. On his torso, he is wearing the IOTV, or Improved Outer Tactical Vest, which consists of 4 armored plates capable of stopping small arms fire and fragmentation. Additionally, he is wearing ballistic eye protection, knee and elbow pads, and a water hydration system. Ladies and gentlemen, all members of today's infantry squad are from Delta Company, 2nd Battalion, 58th Infantry Regiment, and Fox Company, 1st Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a modern-day warrior, armed and equipped to fight and win anywhere, anytime, and any type of terrain, against any enemy. These infantrymen are trained and motivated to defend our country and preserve our way of life. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in a round of applause for the United States Army Infantry Squad. Ladies and gentlemen, now returning to the parade field is the United States Army Maneuver Center of Excellence Band, led by Drum Major Staff Sergeant Jason Paul under the direction of Sergeant Christopher Wojcik. Ladies and gentlemen, now marching on to the parade field are the infantrymen from Delta Company, 2nd Battalion, 58th Infantry Regiment. The company commander for the company first sergeant is First Sergeant Daniel Allen. The next company, Echo Company, 2nd Battalion, 54th Infantry Regiment. The company commander for Echo Company, 2nd Battalion, 54th Infantry Regiment is Captain William Dees. The company first sergeant is Sergeant First Class Christopher Caldwell. And finally, Fox Company, 1st Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment.
Last one.
The company first sergeant is First Sergeant Lewis Cole.
Standard parade.
I don't know what it is. Wait, I think I got something. Wait. I don't know.
The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Captain Zachary Noble, Executive Officer for the 2nd Battalion, 58th Infantry Regiment. Today have mastered the basic skills necessary to become infantrymen in the United States Army and stand ready to defend this great nation against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. Trooping the line originated over 3 centuries ago when King Charles II returned from exile in 1660 and claimed the throne of England. A crack cavalry regiment, formerly under Oliver Cromwell, decided to offer its allegiance to King Charles. Outriders from the royal party met the cavalry on a desolate stretch of the countryside and reported back to the king. With some justifiable suspicion, King Charles went on foot with a lone attendant to assure himself that this was not a trap. King Charles passed slowly along the ranks of the troops and carefully scrutinized each man's face for signs of treachery. Convinced of the sincerity of the offer, King Charles accepted the allegiance of the commander. On 15 May 1917, the 58th Infantry Regiment was activated at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and assigned to the 4th Infantry Division. In May 1918, the regiment shipped to England, crossed the English Channel, and landed at Calais, France on 9 June 1918. The 58th fought many battles and offensive throughout 1918 and 1919. During World War II, from May to August 1943, the 58th Infantry Regiment participated in the retaking of the Aleutian Islands of Attu and Kiska from the Japanese. These were the only battles with the Japanese on United States North American soil. In the 1960s, Charlie, Echo, and Foxtrot companies served as separate long-range patrol companies in Vietnam. In May 1987, the 58th Infantry Regiment was assigned to the Infantry Training Brigade, Fort Benning, Georgia. The soldiers of the regiment continue to uphold the regiment's motto, love of country, patriots. The 54th Infantry Regiment was established on 15 May 1917 in the regular Army and organized on 16 June 1970 at Chickamauga Park, Georgia. It was assigned to the 6th Infantry Division on 16 November 1970. During World War I, the regiment participated in campaigns from the Vosges Mountains to the Argonne Forest and back to the south of France, earning the famous mailed-foot crest. The 54th Infantry Regiment was inactivated on 24 October 1922. During World War II, the regiment was reactivated and redesignated the 54th Armored Infantry, an element of the 10th Armored Division at Fort Benning. The regiment participated in many campaigns in Europe and was a key element in the relief of Bastogne. The regiment inactivated on 23 October 1945. During the Vietnam War, elements of the regiment were reactivated and participated in many campaigns in Vietnam. Today, the 2nd Battalion is the only remaining battalion of the 54th Infantry Regiment and proud custodian of its regimental colors. The 19th Infantry was organized under authority of proclamation issued 4 May 1861 by President Abraham Lincoln. Shortly after activation, the regiment fought heroically on the battlefield of Chickamauga, Tennessee. The firmness of the 14th Corps under General Thomas on that disastrous field of Chickamauga was all that saved a terrible defeat from becoming a hopeless rout. Stationed on the left of General Thomas's line, the 19th Infantry again bore the brunt of the fiercest assaults. From early morning until late afternoon on 20 September, the shock and carnage were as close and as deadly as men could make them. When their ammunition was exhausted, the men were told to use their bayonets and hold their ground. They replied that they would hold their position or go to heaven from it. And they did until the Union Army was safely through McFarland's Gap. Its heroic stand against overwhelming odds on 20 September 1863 won for the 19th Infantry its proud appellation, the Rock of Chickamauga. The 198th Infantry Brigade was organized in November 1921 as part of the Army Reserve 99th Division at Erie, Pennsylvania. After service in World War II in the 99th Infantry Division and Vietnam in the 23rd American Division, the 198th was activated once again at Fort Benning, Georgia as part of Training and Doctrine Command on May 18, 2007, replacing the Infantry Brigade. Today, as part of the 198th Infantry Brigade, the 2nd Battalion, 58th Infantry Regiment, the 2nd Battalion, 54th Infantry Regiment, and the 1st Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment continue their long history of proud service by training infantrymen to join infantry units around the world, living by the 198th Infantry Brigade motto, brave and bold. Ladies and gentlemen, the Soldier's Creed is the standard for all soldiers to live by. The Soldier's Creed helps soldiers understand that despite their very diverse background, all soldiers are warriors and members of a team. We invite all soldiers, both past and present, to stand and join us as a distinguished honor graduate from Delta Company, 2nd Battalion, 58th Infantry Regiment. Specialist Tucker leads his infantry brothers in the Soldier's Creed.
The Soldier's Creed. I am an American soldier. I'm an American soldier. I'm a warrior and a member of a team. I'm a warrior and a member of a team. I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values. I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values. I will always place the mission first. I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. I will never quit. I will never leave a fallen comrade. I will never leave a fallen comrade. I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough. I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough. Trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills. Trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills. I will always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself. I will always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself. I am an expert and I am a professional. I am an expert and I am a professional. I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the enemies of the United States of America in close combat. I stand ready to deploy, engage, destroy the enemies of the United States of America in close combat. I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life. I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life. I am an American soldier. I am an American soldier.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the soldiers pass to your front, we invite you to take pictures, but please remain in your seats. When the American flag passes to your front, we ask that you rise and that the gentlemen remove their headgear. Once the American flag has passed your location, you may be seated. Additionally, we ask that you please remain in your seating area until the Maneuver Center of Excellence Band has completely left the field at the conclusion of the ceremony.
Oh no, it's raining. Oh boy.
The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Captain Zachary Noble from Northfield, Vermont. Now approaching the reviewing stand is the Maneuver Center of Excellence Band, led by Drum Major Staff Sergeant Paul under the direction of Sergeant Christopher Wojcik. Second Battalion, 58th Infantry Regiment, is commanded by Captain Joshua Hewis from Columbus, Ohio. The platoon sergeant from 1st Platoon is Staff Sergeant Michael Griffin from Wasilla, Alaska. The platoon sergeant from 2nd Platoon is Jan Zhao from Ithaca, New York. The platoon sergeant from 3rd Platoon is Staff Sergeant Daniel Stallings from Sidney, Georgia.
6 rows back, the third one from here going back.
The platoon sergeant from 4th Platoon is Staff Sergeant William Lockridge from Carthage, Indiana. The first sergeant for Delta Company is First Sergeant Nathaniel Hagman from Hugoton, Kansas. The color sergeant is Staff Sergeant Jared Pilgrim from San Jose, California. Echo Company, 2nd Battalion, 54th Infantry Regiment, is commanded by Captain William Dees from Pomeroy, Utah. The platoon sergeant from 1st Platoon is Sergeant First Class Heath Bale from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The platoon sergeant from 2nd Platoon is Staff Sergeant Angel Martinez from Hawái, Puerto Rico. The platoon sergeant from 3rd Platoon is Staff Sergeant Keith Root from Slidell, Louisiana. The platoon sergeant from 4th Platoon is Staff Sergeant Eric Reeves from Bronx, New York. The first sergeant for Echo Company is Sergeant First Class Chris Caldwell from Monroeville, Alabama. Fox Company, 1st Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment, is commanded by Captain Alan Thomas from Milan, Italy. The platoon sergeant from 1st Platoon is Staff Sergeant Thomas Banner from Lompoc, California. The platoon sergeant from 2nd Platoon is Staff Sergeant Sean Heck from Miami, Florida. The platoon sergeant from 3rd Platoon is Sergeant First Class Terry O'Leary from Dickeyville, Wisconsin. The platoon sergeant from 4th Platoon is Sergeant First Class Jonathan Dick.
Right there, right there, the last one.
The first sergeant from Fox Company is First Sergeant Louis Bowl from Staunton, Virginia.